The sons of a bitches. Well, apparently I was in the wrong category. Also.
S.W.Frost is now live streaming Remnant 2 Thai no art offers, please. I guess we rotate now.
That's super loud. What the fuck? Yeah, okay, I think this is acceptable. Yeah. Ah, man. What the fuck? Oh yeah, I didn't saw this one. Wait. Wait for it.
Veal Mercy. Welcome to my channel. Vlad. Welcome to my channel.
Hmm. Game bar.
Armageddon. Welcome to my channel. Bro, what's up?
I'm fixing a gaming bar in Windows. I am trying. Hmm.
I finished Far Cry after years. I was so busy with everything, but I'm still busy. Ha ha ha. How is work?
Good. I guess good. Thanks for asking. I just finished working the third shift, and tomorrow I'm working the second one, and that's probably gonna be for better. Hmm. Nope. Nope.
It's fucked up to work in fucking shifts. However, if you're satisfied that's the most important thing. As for me, I'm waiting to get a job. I have to go for an interview soon. I'll study anyway.
No, I don't care about, it's fine. I'll manage somehow. It's just like, it sucks. It sucks.
The facts.
Yeah. Hmm. 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 Second, I need to drink something. Oh.
Becca contacted me yesterday. Supposedly he is going to buy a computer and get a processor. He also emphasized that he should start working as a dispatcher, that is to work over the internet for a solid salary.
Gaming overlay. Who the fuck turned you on? Who the fuck did that? Okay. Damn, son. That's a lot. Oh la la, my ding ding dong. You need a new app to open this MS Gaming overlay link. You need a new app to open this MS. You have to open this. I'm afraid it's not that easy. It's not that. Hotkey, current user, software, Microsoft, Windows, current version DVR. Gain DVR, I'm sorry. App capture enabled. App capture enabled. Ah. What? No, there is no such key. Huh. I think this is the word. Yeah. Probably this. Up. Capture. Modify. Ready data. Change it to 0. App capture enabled. Hotkey current user. Hotkey current user. System. Game config store. Game DVR enabled. 0. Can I get a 0? Yes, I can. And oh. This should work. Yes, it works. I'm a genius also. Wild the Coyote. Super genius. Oh well. Well, I won't bother. Is events squirting?
Squirting. Some people do it, some people don't, but does it really matter? I'm Dr. Rina Malik, urologist and pelvic surgeon, and today we're going to talk about how women feel about squirting. In this video, I'm going to review a study where women describe their experience and perception of squirting. If you don't know what squirting is, it's the emission of fluid from the urethra or the pee tube during sexual arousal or orgasm that occurs in some women. So if that's a little bit confusing, let's review a little bit of female anatomy. The urethra is a tube-like structure that carries urine from the bladder outside the body. Skene's glands are these glands that are located around and underneath the urethra, which are actually homologous to a man's prostate, meaning that when the fetus is born and it's not a man or a woman, it embryologically develops either a prostate or these Skene's glands. So during sexual arousal, the theory is that the Skene's glands fill with fluid, and then during orgasm, the pelvic floor muscles contract and they put pressure on the sponge or the tissues of the urethra, which causes the fluid that's in those Skene's glands to come out. And when you talk about squirting, that fluid is usually clear or colorless, and it may be a small amount to a larger gush. It may be a mix of fluid that's sort of like dilute urine as well as fluid from the Skene's gland. And we know this because we've actually looked at some of this fluid, and what we found is that that fluid has what we call PSA phosphatase, and that's the enzyme that comes from the prostate in men and is also found in the Skene's glands in women. And actually, ejaculation versus squirting are two different things. We think that ejaculation is more of a small amount of milky fluid that's released just from the Skene's gland. And while, again, there's very little research on this, we found that up to 40% of women report experiencing ejaculation. If you want to learn more about female ejaculation and squirting, make sure you check out my video on that where I talk more about it. So because there's so little research on this, and of course we know about this from mainstream media, from pornography, from all sorts of things, we don't actually know what people feel about it. So a group of researchers in Sweden decided to find out more about the women's experience. They recruited 28 women who self-identified as squirters, and they interviewed them about their experience. They found essentially three main themes that were prevalent across all the interviews. The first one was people felt amazement, pride, and a feeling of a sexual superpower. So multiple women describe this as going through sort of a sexual awakening or sexual exploration. Some of these women had actively tried to learn how to squirt through using books or workshops and found partners that were really focused on giving them that experience of squirting. And some women actually realized, in fact, that they had squirted in the past, but they had never really paid attention to it until they were really focused on it. And they also kind of felt like they were special. They felt like they were one of the few with this ability. The second thing that came out is feelings of indifference or disconnection from an actual orgasmic feeling. So some thought it was kind of like overrated, and they didn't even really notice that they did it until they realized the sheets were wet. And lastly, some people felt sensations of discomfort or shame. They thought it was messy or inconvenient, and some people didn't even know what was happening. They thought maybe they peed themselves, and so they were embarrassed about it. And all of these feelings that women had about squirting were really dependent on the individual person and how they thought about sex, how their partners felt about it, and then how within their culture or society they felt sex or squirting was really accepted. So bottom line, not everyone thinks squirting is this wonderful, amazing thing. It can range anywhere from unpleasant to actually an amazing sensation, or even both, depending on the circumstance. What you need to know is that it's completely normal, and that some women do it and others don't. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're having a better or worse sexual experience. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to subscribe and share this channel with your friends. As always, I'm gonna take care of yourself because you're worth it.
Here we go. Oh, that's... yeah. That's kind of dark side.
This video is sponsored by World Anvil.
Why? Okay, I think in about 2 hours' time, some things are going to be a lot clearer.
Yeah,
Because,
everyone keeps saying, Qui-Gon, you gotta watch Attack of the Clones. You're gonna be so shocked. I'm very difficult to surprise.
Well, oh, 1 second.
Obi-Wan.
What?
I can't eat that. That's meat person food.
That's why I got half and half.
Oh, legend. Wait. No.
Oh. Oh, you got me.
Jeez, it's at the end of pathway just like that.
Oh, another decoy.
How did she fail that? By getting blown up? I mean, isn't that her job?
It's going to be very hard for us to hire a next royal body.
This apparently happened before that?
I think so, yeah.
He was a name before that?
Well,
Canada, I guess.
he was in cheapo action movies before that.
Let's draw a comparison you can relate to. Jane Fonda, right? was an actress, whatever, activist, whatever the shit she did before she became workout tape lady.
I understand that, but she was a famous actress.
She was a
before.
successful
She was-
actress.
yeah.
Okay.
So it's nothing like Billy Blanks.
Well, I'm just saying it's. Oh yeah. I guess not. They look similar.
You can tell if Billy Blanks has hair, then I think this is movie phase, and I think he shaved his head for Tybo. I think, pretty sure.
Billy Blanks, he has that kind of like Wesley Snipes, like flat top look, but he's like horrifically balding. So it looks like he had an afro that got chopped off in the front. It's really odd
and
looking.
almost a mullet. It's like a little long in the back.
Yeah.
He's got like a half-row. But I was saying he looks like Miles Davis, the jazz trumpeter. He's got that like hairline that's sort of
receding,
getting further.
I don't know what to call it.
Yeah.
The Billy Blanks. You go to the salon and you say, "Give me the Billy Blanks."
Give me the Blanks.
Why? Why would you do that?
And you say, "Because I love Back in Action," starring Billy Blanks and Roddy Piper.
Canada's own Roddy Piper.
Give me the Billy Blanks look. And she takes a spray bottle.
She gives you some raw chicken, so you're sick for the rest of the week.
That's the only thing that would explain how sweaty he is. Like it's pouring off of him in every shot, pretty much.
I think it's just to look cool because Roddy Piper also is sweaty. I think it's the equivalent of in the movies when they do the wet down of the streets.
Oh
to give it
like
that sheen.
The
that
John
look.
Carpenter. They just do like a hose down of
so the lights all glisten and reflect off the concrete. I think they do that with that every actor's description. But it does make it look like they have dysentery.
Yeah.
Constant state of dysentery.
Just some like bad food at the craft service table or something like that.
Come on.
Yeah, there are scenes, like fight scenes, where they're dry when they start, and then like 2 shots later, they are hosed, they're like soaking wet.
Yeah.
Like their shirts are soaking wet.
I hate that cruddy shit. Now, you're under arrest for insulting an officer with that crap.
What? Whoa!
I think this like Foley and dubbing is just, it's so bad it's great. It's so overdone, you know?
You think the sound editor had like a grudge and was just doing this sarcastically?
I don't know.
Look at Indiana Jones, though, has overdone sound effects, and they're great.
They're good. This is just so like, it's so much.
He's soaking wet.
Yeah, he worked up a sweat.
Although this is very misleading, Back in Action. I mean, this looks like a Lethal Weapon. These two guys are going to team up and go to town, but they're barely in the movie together.
Yeah, they're not on screen
Until
together.
the very end, yeah.
Yeah.
They're not even on screen together at the end. Let's be honest.
Yeah, that's
They're
true.
in the same location.
That's true.
But they were probably filmed at 2 entirely different times.
Well, Billy Blanks isn't on screen with anyone at the end. They just filmed him shooting the gun in every direction and then figured out how to edit it together with other footage.
It's a lot of murder in this movie. Billy Blanks, he goes on like a murder rampage. I'd say in this movie.
He had more bullets than he had people to shoot at.
Oh, yeah.
And that was the opposite of this, because remember, he's like, I only got 5 bullets.
Yeah.
And Billy Blanks had unlimited ammo and
Pretty
nobody
much,
to shoot at. If only Ray Parker Jr. had the access to the ammo that Billy Blanks had, it would have been a whole different story and enemy territory.
You know, I was just looking at this. It's kind of weird that these are both like super low budget movies, but this is released through Universal and that's released through Fox. Weird. It was a different era. They just put anything on video. You just pick up anything.
They needed to fill video stores.
Well, that's, yeah, I mean, that's back in action. When you were watching it, Rich, you were just like, this is everything we've ever watched.
Yeah.
I would disagree. That it looks like from a distance. It's like a, what is that, pointillist painting? From a distance, you think you're watching an action movie, but the longer it goes on and the closer you examine it, you realize that it's nothing and it makes any sense. It's a series of scenes that don't connect, that could be put in almost any order, and we never knew what was going on.
Well, I would describe it like if Shake and Bake made like a bag full of cliches.
Covered in raw chicken?
Well, that explains what happened to Billy Blanks.
Right.
Yeah.
Rich, do your best to tell us the plot of Back in Action.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
I mean, it's not that hard, but I want to hear what you got out of it.
It starts with the most inconspicuous drug deal of all time.
Oh yeah, it's happening.
It's my kind of funeral.
Best funeral ever.
Coke funeral. Just does too much blow and just falls right in the grave. Saved a couple steps.
Broad daylight in a public place.
There's broad daylight in a public place.
It's a pointless subterfuge.
Yes.
It's completely pointless to move a 1 pound bag of cocaine. They go through this whole charade of
They have
a
like
coffin,
500 people.
And a corpse.
even a corpse.
Okay. You better do it, Frank.
That's the signal. It's very subtle.
So smooth.
Subtle.
It's like airplane.
The signal is, I'm gonna start going like this.
You go first. No, you.
How long are we gonna keep dancing like this?
Yeah, well, the fucking dance is over.
Oh my God!
What did he say? Where's Ted Danson?
Roddy Piper is a cop, and of course he has a partner. And because cliche, the partner dies, and Roddy Piper is the loose cannon
mercy.
cop who wants revenge.
Welcome to my channel.
And then the drug people, one of them is dating Billy Blank's sister.
She's at the drug deal in the beginning. That's important.
She's at the drug deal at the beginning, and Billy Blanks is trying to rescue her from herself?
Yeah. She likes living and dating criminals and hanging out with drug lords.
Yeah.
Yes,
So he's sneaking around the cemetery and trying to get to the car that she's at to rescue her, even though she doesn't give a shit about any of this. She's fine.
Other than being involved with crime, which is inherently dangerous, she's not necessarily any more in danger than any other criminal. And but then the criminals want her dead because she saw them crime when she knows they crime because she's going out with criminals.
Nothing about this felt like a setup. I don't know what he's talking
Nothing
about.
about this feels like a movie. Oh my God, they're hiding behind a tiny tractor. Paper mache tombstone. Look, it's so tiny.
Oh my god. Some kind of
redhead kid?
Oh! That looks like they dressed a 12-year-old kid up as a middle-aged man.
It's like Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Oh god.
Why isn't he dead?
Yeah.
Those bullets clearly went through that Lindsay Carroll.
They just went through one side, Rich.
The water stopped them.
The water, yeah. The water slowed the bullet down.
No.
Uh-oh, we got some slow-mo.
Oh, don't do it, Ozzy.
Oh, you shot Burt Reynolds. Because Roddy Piper was there hiding behind a styrofoam tombstone. And then the big shootout is happening.
The shootout is
Do you
pretty
remember the
epic.
signal?
Yeah.
The signal that the drug dealer was Wait for the signal.
Look up here, look up here.
You remember the signal?
Get out of the car, man! Get out of the fucking car! Move it!
Ozzy, no! Stop shooting! Whee! Oh, such an effective smoke bomb.
Isn't that used for like crowd dispersal?
Yeah. But usually has more than a 1 foot radius of dispersing smoke.
Everybody's dead!
I guess they're talking to that guy.
It's just corpses. So Billy Blanks just happens to be there, or he's just stalking his sister? Like,
Well, he's stalking his sister through the whole
sister.
movie. Yeah, that's basically the plot of the movie. Is he stalks his sister.
It's very creepy because he's behaving like a psycho ex-boyfriend.
He could be dead. I gotta find out what happened to him.
I really don't understand you. You could have got your own self killed back there.
Shut up. I ain't listening to you.
You gotta listen to me. I'm your brother, the only family you got.
Why does Billy Blanks look like he's 70 years old?
Oh my god! Fucking haunty.
They live.
What's wrong with Billy Blanks? But during this opening action scene, we have no idea what his relationship is to her or what is really happening.
No.
But then we find out later that, yeah, it's his sister. And he takes her back to his place where we have another action scene.
Oh, yes. And
another cameo.
Very special double cameo. And Colin, you need to talk about that.
As if this
these are
movie
your
couldn't
friends.
get any more Canadian. We have a cameo by the McNamara brothers.
Best of the worst legends.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Yay! Special guest appearance!
Oh my god. We're here for your. Oh my gosh! It's the boys. I just noticed it.
It's the boys.
My eyes were drawn to Billy Blank's giant bulb, and wondering why he was sleeping with his own sister.
Well, that's why the McNamaras are there. They said, we heard there's incest.
Oh, yeah.
We wanted to join in.
Mac truck.
Do you think if the McNamara brothers, as brothers, ran for Prime Minister of Canada, they would get elected?
Probably, yeah.
Doubly elected?
In this political climate, yeah. For
just
sure.
the two of them.
Just as one. It's like a unit. McNamara.
Yes, McNamara.
Yeah, so these are like the henchmen for the bad guys.
They're like assassins almost.
I guess.
Because they're not part of like the main gang. They're just
No.
like they hired them because they're just so good. Oh.
That'd be in the movie.
Whoa!
Oh,
Thanks for stopping by.
I choose to believe they're the same characters for their other movies.
Yeah.
Now we know what happened to him.
They think they're the heroes of the story.
How did they convince the McNamara brothers to lose in a fight on film?
I don't know.
Yeah, they really come across like chumps in this, and it's
Yeah.
surprising that they would allow themselves to
I
be
know, I have
portrayed
the
so
answer.
embarrassingly.
Yeah.
I have the answer.
Oh. $40?
Oh, okay.
40 Canada bucks.
Split 2 ways?
What's going on?
Billy Blank spends most of the movie, like, we'll have a scene where 2 people talk, and then we'll just cut to Billy Blanks walking in a room and, like, killing a bunch of people. No context.
No context. We know he's looking for his sister. That's the main thrust of the movie. Is that
who? I want to clarify. Has not been kidnapped.
Yes. The whole movie is Billy Blanks under the false assumption that his sister has been kidnapped. So he shows up at location after location. We don't know how he got informed to go to this location or what information he's trying to gain other than where is my sister.
Detectives! I want Jared back!
Oh my god.
He just,
where's he at?
I don't know.
He just barged in somewhere.
It must be affiliated with the gang.
He barged into the fight place.
It's like a massage parlor.
He's holding, even his forearms are like soaking wet.
Maybe he thinks like they put his sister into sex slavery.
I mean, we have no idea because the movie hasn't said.
Oh no! Whoops.
Rich, he just barged into a place and started beating people up.
It's a brothel.
We have no idea what's going
He's like,
on.
"Where's my sister?" Kicking the doors
We
down.
don't know why he went to the
Look
brothel.
how wet his pants are. They're like soaking wet.
Well, he peed himself.
Oh my
It's
God,
unrelated.
he's dripping.
He's dripping.
This one looks dangerous!
What's that?
What are we doing now?
He's leaving his mark.
Fuck that wall!
Tara, that's her sister's name.
What a bizarre scene. He spray paints her name on the wall, which is kind of weird and creepy.
Yeah.
And that happens a few times.
His calling card. He's like, I was here.
Yeah.
He goes to the brothel. He goes to the chop shop where everything that's an enterprise of the bad. Who's the bad guy again? You said he's a Canadian actor.
He's in a
Does
lot
he
of
have a
Canadian
name?
commercials. I can't remember his name, but yeah, he was in a lot of.
Acupuncture man.
But he runs some kind of drug operation,
It's
apparently.
very
I think he
vague.
makes his own drugs out of barrels of toxic waste.
Oh yeah, that's
we don't know what the drugs are. It's on cocaine.
But we as the audience have the information that the sister is not kidnapped or in any
it's not a
danger.
mystery. Yeah.
We know that. So every time it cuts to him beating people up and
And
causing a
murdering-
ruckus
murdering
people and throwing them through paper walls.
Yeah.
We know it's all for nothing.
Got nothing to do with
It's
it.
so weird.
It's like he's pre-sweat for like the action scenes.
Someone is out there with a spray bottle.
Yeah.
Like the equivalent of like.
See, where is he now? And why is he
Baby
there?
oil or something. It's his first movie. He's very nervous.
Oh.
See, where are these guys?
Wait,
Why
he's got
is
a
he
gun
shooting them?
now. He's the kid guy. You can't have the kid guy shoot people. That's not how these team up works.
He just learned.
You got the kick one and the shooty one. The shooty one shoots.
Just learned how effective guns are recently.
What is happening?
I don't know. He
completely
just went to a random plows. He just started shooting the people there.
They're having an illegal poker game.
Why is he there? Who are these people? That was another scene.
She used to play poker with them.
Can't wait for them to go back into action.
Just let go of logic, Rich. Just watch the things happen on the screen.
Well, I don't understand, like, Billy Blank's, like, his motivation in this. I mean, obviously to, like, save his sister, but he's no better than the people that he's trying to save her from.
Yeah,
He's like a serial killer.
Oh yeah, he's
murdered so many people.
that had basically nothing to do with the situation.
Yeah.
Those old guys were just playing poker.
Yeah,
what the hell was that?
Shoots them through the door like 100 times.
That was
psychopath.
scene number
Yeah.
2 of like 4, where he just shows up at a location and just starts murdering everybody.
Hey, go.
Is that a wee person?
That is a little person.
One of the McNamara's.
He's a secret informant.
I got a message from Miss Helen and Skeeter.
Skeeter!
Oh, hi. It's me.
It's time to get back in action. Just follow his sweat.
Oh,
trail.
Sweat trail.
There's plenty of spray paint, but he thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Man, it got my sister. They're gonna kill her.
No, she's fine.
How do you know that?
She's at the convenience bar next to her.
She's just walking around.
He's hanging out with Skeeter.
She's getting nailed right now.
What a weird plot.
She just gave quarters to a dwarf at a convenience bar. She's fine. She's buying chips.
Can you imagine like one of those Taken movies with Liam Neeson where he's just running around killing people, but there is no threat? It's just like
his daughter's enjoying her vacation.
Yeah, just cut to her like lounging on the beach.
Misunderstanding?
Yeah, it's so weird.
My cell phone is dead.
My cell phone.
What's the name for our big bad guy? Head boss guy.
I don't
What do we
know.
call
I don't
him?
know.
Dragon man?
The salamander guy.
Salamander guy.
Salamander man.
Acupuncture man.
Acupuncture.
Salamander.
Okay, so when the coffin cocaine deal goes awry, Salamander was hoping that 1 pound bag of cocaine would have netted him $5 grand to continue to run his enterprise for another week.
So he sends the McNamara brothers to go and like get this.
But that's his revenge. That's his side thing.
Okay.
He wants revenge. He wants the pilot killed.
Right.
But in order to keep his operations going, he has to then lower himself to betting on illegal street racing.
They're just playing chicken, I guess,
under
right?
the Canadian Canada
It was
Bridge.
like the Gardner Expressway.
Yeah.
It's funny because I recognized all the locations, and it was all shot probably within like a few blocks.
Was it near Dundas and Queen Street?
How dare you? Stop.
Sorry.
Betting on which one of them hits the other first?
It's a chicken fight.
But you don't stand right next to the cars in a chicken fight.
Oh my god!
What the
hell, Lord?
Holy shit! I'm surprised they actually let them like do that big of an explosion, like under important infrastructure. It's a major like
Maybe they
highway.
lied about what they were going to do.
Yeah, maybe.
We're gonna set off a firecracker.
We were back in the high school days. We were filming a movie in Grandma's house, and we were gonna light off firecrackers, and we didn't want my grandmother to freak out. So I just said, yeah, we're just gonna fire off some mouse pops.
Call them mouse.
We called them mouse pops. We made them sound as harmless as possible.
Mouse pops.
You just made up a word? Yeah. I didn't say,
They were-
lady fingers.
they were-
We're not. It's a small explosive.
They were firecrackers and they were
mouse
loud,
pop.
but we call them mouse pops
Really?
to lessen the worry and from
So you're
Nano.
like lighting a stick of dynamite in the back.
We don't want Nano to crap her pants.
Billy Blank said that to the Toronto.
Yeah.
We're just gonna go in your
The mayor.
infrastructure. We're gonna let off some car poofs. just a couple little car poofs.
Do you mean explosions, sir?
No, they're just car poofs.
No. It's a car poof.
Car poof.
You and me.
Why is he dressed like he just walked out of a fantasy movie?
Yeah, it's like he came out of Sinbad or something.
Right after that scene with Mongo walking in from the wrong set, then we have the, as Rich pointed out, the shootout after that car explosion.
Yeah.
With a bunch of kids from like a Christian hip hop video.
Yeah, that's
I was trying to think of what the other,
Remarkable how Detective Frank Rossi single-handedly held his own.
Just what the department needed in prime time, Rossi.
Why does this look bad for the department? He's defending himself.
He got shot at by gangsters.
Why didn't you let them shoot you? Why?
I don't know.
What? I don't understand.
He's on a mission to do something.
I don't understand. Why are you firing your gun at those people who are trying to murder you? God damn it, Roddy Piper. You should have gotten shot and died.
You want to be dead, huh? Isn't that what you said? You want to be dead? Well, here's the chance of a lifetime. No!
Oh, come on.
What did he
Put him on the grill.
Burn his dick. Nuts broil.
Speaking of balls, a character in this movie gets his balls just set on fire.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's AJ from the Backstreet Boys. He's like the
eldest Backstreet Boy.
Yeah. Yes.
Backstreet Man.
Backstreet. Before, yeah, he's very 90s with his like purple suit and his like John Lennon purple glasses.
He
Yeah.
had like his name was like Shaka or something. He had like a medallion.
Well, and the weird thing is, he's the one that kills Roddy Piper's partner at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Not just kills him, because his partner gets shot, and then he goes up to him and he like slices open his stomach. It's very
this little mini like samurai sword.
Yeah, it's very violent. So then midway through the movie, Roddy Piper shows up at Salamander's house, and we don't know why. We know that he's looking for bad guys, I guess.
He just knows to be there for no reason.
Yeah, but he goes in and it's like, oh, is he there to interrogate Salamander? But then the guy that killed his partner is like Salamander's henchman, so he also happens to be there. So then the scene just becomes about Roddy Piper setting that guy on fire, and it's like, was his plan to go there and find that guy?
Non-linear?
It's an open home. Black and white scenes.
Open kicker. Yep.
Roddy Piper, he can sell like punches and kicks.
Sure. Well, I would hope so.
I mean, yeah.
It's literally his profession.
Oh, yeah! You need the scene where he arrests the guy and the sleazy lawyers get him off because the justice system does not work. And you need that loose cannon to deliver actual justice.
That's what happened.
That's a scene that happens, and then it's over, and then it's never mentioned again. You just, yeah, exactly. You put it in the shake and bake bag.
It kind of is at the end when he's like, "You can't kill me, copper."
What? Want to be dead? Huh? Want to be dead? Isn't that what you said?
Well, you have to.
We had
arrest
this
him.
scene already.
Yeah.
You gotta read me my rights. You got the right to remain silent.
Oh. Rich approved.
I do.
Grudging approval.
I mean, that third act though is pretty spectacular.
Yeah, it's
It
really
is.
fun.
It is a schlock extravaganza.
Salamander has a giant vessel, like bigger than like your normal cocaine lord yacht that they sail down to South America.
I'm assuming that's what they pictured. Whoever wrote this, they were picturing like the classic villain cocaine
a yacht stuffed with cocaine.
But I guess they had access to this gigantic fucking boat. And we're like, well, you got to use this.
It's like either a cargo ship, but it's too. Cargo ships are very thin on the bottom, and they're big on the ends where the crew live, and there's lots of room to stack all those crates. This boat was so deep, it was like an oil tanker.
It was huge.
I think it was an oil tanker. Why are they attacking these poor like sailor guys? Is the whole ship filled with cocaine? Like it just looks like a merchant vessel. These guys didn't do anything. What kind of drugs is he making?
Well, they're using ether to make.
Yeah, that's right. They
whatever
say that at the
drugs
end.
they're making. What drugs do you make with ether?
It's very vague. I don't know.
You could like.
I'm not
I
a
mean,
drug
like,
manufacturer.
yeah, but in the beginning, it's not like they had like this bottle of like glowing green ooze. There's his super drug, it's nuke.
Yeah, their own made-up drug.
It's nothing fictional like that. They have a bag of cocaine, but then he also has his own oil tanker. And I would assume that in order to own your own oil tanker, You have to have all sorts of like licenses, and you have to have a competent crew to maintain your oil
Well, someone
tank.
has to okay you to store your boat at that dock.
Yes, yes, a captain, a crew, like other than just like scummy like hooligans that.
Maybe they're pulling an ocean gate, and technically the business that owns the boat is in international waters.
You'd always see those like shipping containers down in the Toronto harbor. They'd just be parked, and like right next door, there was a restaurant called Captain John's, and it was a boat that was like just parked there, marooned in the harbor front, and
Was it full of ether?
Maybe Captain John's had like a drug manufacturing thing going on.
All a front for drugs.
It was horrible, horrible seafood, and then it was just like this really scummy boat like inside, and it was carpeted, and it looked like the carpet had been there since like the 1960s.
It had like crusty tartar sauce stuck
Yeah,
in it.
and then you go to the
seafood restaurant on a maroon boat,
and it was like these.
That's what Billy Blank said. That was the catering for the movie. That's why he looks so
That's why
sickly.
he's so sweaty. Captain John's did the catering.
What do all these people die for? A bag of cocaine?
One tiny bag of cocaine that we see at the end of the movie.
Barrels and barrels of explosive drugs.
Oh my God! The only thing that could have made that better was a dummy.
Yeah.
He flew into space.
Holy shit!
That's a good explosion. Oh my God. That's bigger than the one in Oppenheimer.
They brought Roddy Piper to the bridge, and then they beat him up. And, well, first they tied him to a chair, and they punched his face a couple times.
And then they said untie him
Then
from
they
the
said
chair.
untie him so that he could fight back. And then Billy Blanks ran around with like Uzis and was like shooting.
That was the most amazing part of the movie.
He does like a
orgy of violence.
Roddy Piper can't think of a clever way out of the situation. We're just gonna have to untie him ourselves.
Oh my God!
Very unsteady, but whatever. Intercutting things that don't connect.
He's not even shooting at anything.
No.
Did a bullet just bounce off his pecs? Like there was a spark on his chest.
He's so sweaty that it just.
Yeah. Just...
He's running and firing both Uzis for no reason. It's so. There's no one around.
You're elevated. You.
There's no one in front of him.
A bunch of random people in Toronto got hit by bullets. It's so stupid. This is like a comedy. It's like the
Throw the gun away. Let her go.
Oh no. Why would you let her go?
He just threw his gun into the air. Why do you care? What? I don't understand what just happened.
He had another gun.
I mean, I know that, but why did the guy
Why did he let her
care
go?
that he threw the gun?
It would have been really embarrassing if he didn't.
That was so not him.
The impact was so severe, it made him grow hair temporarily. Get back in.
His wig shot off his head.
Like when you squeeze the dolls, the eyes pop out. It was his hair. His hair popped out from the impact.
And Billy Blank's like he's skilled, obviously. He can do jump kicks and stuff, but it's all shot so poorly. There's the fight behind what's that chain restaurant place that he's fighting?
Oh,
behind?
Jack Astor's.
Jack Astor's, where
That's not a thing in the States, right?
No,
I don't think so.
I've never heard of it before.
Not that I've seen.
Yeah, so it's Jack Astor's, and they had like a neon sign outside, and then
Yeah.
some of the letters would disappear, so it just said Jack Astor's.
I don't even know who he's fighting in that scene. But he kicks them into the giant pile of cardboard boxes,
Yeah.
and then they don't cut right away, and we just
makes
hold
the sound
on
of
it.
1 2x4 hitting the ground.
Yeah. So they're not doing him any favors with his skills as far as how they showcase him.
I don't know, the McNamara brothers scene was pretty good.
That scene was great. $20.
All right, let's do what they got for
Maybe they lied to them. Come back. Defeat.
Oh, sorry.
Billy Blanks.
Forgot to film that.
Yeah, we ran out of film.
Hang out in Jack Astor's. We'll come get you when we're ready.
And they're just waiting in the
And
parking lot.
they've been there to this day.
They actually went and filmed it though. They just didn't have any film loaded in the camera.
Yeah,
It was just like
Just
humoring
humoring
them.
them.
Yeah.
Great.
You guys are gonna win the fight
Yeah.
because you're so awesome.
Then we get to have gay sex, right?
We get to get in a rowboat together. I can't believe they live apart. One lives in Florida and one lives
I
in...
think so, yeah. There's like a video, so there's a documentary coming out about one of them. I think it's Nick, and I think that's what the documentary's called.
Is he the one that does the rap?
Yes.
That's you! I ain't gonna get pissed drunk, drive my car, smash it, crash it, kill somebody, start a fight, fall on my face, lose my teeth, puke, piss my pants, pass out, wake up, where am I, who am I?
Maybe you should just ask for a rematch with Roddy Piper. Now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he might win now.
They should remake this movie with every actor that was in it.
Even if they're dead.
They're dead. Who's dead?
Roddy Piper.
Oh, yeah.
That was my joke.
he's
I
dead.
forgot that was my joke, is that he's going to fight Roddy Piper's corpse.
Whoops.
Billy Blanks probably is still doing Tybo.
I don't
They,
know.
they
Yeah,
fucked
yeah.
Billy Blanks then.
You could do a sequel. Roddy Piper's dead. Like they had all these adventures. They had like 100,000 adventures up until like, you know, Roddy Piper's death.
Yeah.
He teams up with
gets killed.
his granddaughter.
It's got to be like his
Yeah.
son,
Yeah.
yeah, a granddaughter.
And
yeah.
Roddy
My dad
Piper
told
gets
me about
killed
you.
by the son of the Backstreet Boy guy, and he also got
yeah.
gutted the same way.
Yeah, yeah.
You killed my dad.
This is my dad's knife.
Yeah, and this is my dad's knife.
And he's
And
got,
then
this is my dad's goatee.
welcome to my channel.
Carries it around in a little baggie.
When she wears it, she had it made into like a face wig.
Got
Yeah.
like,
God.
like spirit gum or
Yeah, like a
something.
COVID mask.
And he got the purple sunglasses on.
Yeah.
Back in action.
Back.
That's the title.
Back in action. Maybe Billy Blanks is still trying to like follow his sister around, but she's like elderly now.
It's like, just leave me alone.
She's in with the wrong
We've
crowd.
been happily married for 50 years.
Can't figure out which old folks' home she's in. He keeps shooting. He keeps like showing up at random old folks' homes, and shooting them up.
Murdering everybody.
Where's Tara?
We have 6 children together.
Hanging out with the wrong old crowd. They're going to Atlantic City and they're doing all sorts of old folk stuff that he doesn't approve of.
I don't want a 6-shooter. I want an automatic.
Are you melting? Jesus.
And we're back. Again.
But not in action.
No.
Now we're in enemy territory.
Yeah, baby.
I'm in.
So this was like the American choice. I brought down the big guns from Toronto.
Yeah, if we're just debating them as action movies, I think we definitely know what the winner is.
Yeah, that's
Enemy
like
Territory is an interesting movie, though.
It's better structured.
It's not
than back in action. I knew what was going on.
Well,
There is a
that's the thing.
structure.
That's what I said. Is chaos versus order. Like enemy territory is completely straightforward, and we always knew what was going on, and it's kind of interesting.
Why don't you like that, brother? We didn't ask for all this.
Don't you brother me, boy. You think those vampires are bad? You try fucking with me.
Drunk.
Oh, that's why I have the wheelchair.
He's so drunk.
But it's not fun, and it's gross, and it's ugly, and There's no.
Well, I think the ugliness just comes from this copy. It looks horrible.
Well, not the visual, just the sense of like a Die Hard. There's many inspirations. You said Assault on Precinct 13.
Definitely Assault on Precinct 13.
Yeah, it's a siege movie.
Yeah, siege movie where you're trapped in a location. You gotta figure all the things out. They try to do like clever things, but ultimately it's just gross.
Enemy territory embraces the racism that Assault on Precinct 13 sidestepped.
The security guard's covered in graffiti.
I would say this movie isn't as
Feel
bad
mercy.
when it started.
Welcome
it's
to my
more,
channel.
It's almost like an allegory because the gang is called the Vampires, and the movie kind of treats them like monsters. And you're like, oh, it's a movie where all the black people are monsters. But there are good black characters in it too.
Some of them, I presume, are good people.
For the guilties, for the honor of the vampire. I don't give a pig's tit for your honor.
Oh, you're on your own, Whitey.
Get out of there.
Run.
Well, there's almost like a reverse character arc or growth with the white businessman guy because he sells insurance, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, it's not like you'd think it would be like, oh, he's a super successful like rich businessman, and it's like, I'm, whatever his name is, I don't know.
Barry. Oh, Barry. Yeah, that's right.
I'm Barry, and I'm
Barry White.
Yep.
Mr. Barry White. You're a successful insurance agency. We have to close this one account. Oh, okay, I could do that, of course. But let me. I have an appointment to get the oil changed in my Ferrari tonight. But Mr. Barry White, it's at the the ghetto housing complex or whatever, filled with all the black people. Oh, but he goes there, like kind of unafraid.
Yeah. Well, he's just like naive.
Yeah, but he's not scared. He's maybe not a little naive.
Yeah,
He's not racist.
He's not racist. Yeah. No, he's just like, I don't care. I just got to go do this thing.
Yes, well, when I get the money, you'll be the first to know. All right?
And then he's like, I don't have any money in my bank account. So he's not really like the stereotype of a rich white businessman.
Yeah, he's like a pathetic, washed-up loser.
Yeah.
This is like his last shot of like getting money.
He's not really a coward, but he's like queasy around blood and death and murder. And he's not used to it. And then he becomes like a raging psychopath at the end.
That wants to kill all the black people.
And it's like, this is like not the right growth.
Yeah.
You want the rich white businessman who thinks black people are beneath him, and then goes and then discovers like, yes, this is a violent situation, but they're
All these people are helping me.
All these people are helping you. Yes, get out of this situation. I really connect with this person, this person, this person, and then at the end he becomes like,
I'm gonna pump money into this neighborhood to turn things around or something.
I think we're kind of like burying the lead here. This is the feature film debut of Ray Parker Jr.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Ghostbusters himself.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if he did any movies after this. I don't know.
Did he do any other song before being hired by a major motion picture to possibly rip off Huey Lewis?
And then
allegedly.
Yeah.
Ray Parker Jr. plays a phone repairman, and so he's there to fix the phones. And I guess he's like sleeping in he lives there coincidentally.
I think the idea is that he just, because he says like, I don't have my shoes on, so I think he just, whenever he went into that person's apartment, they asked him to take his shoes off. Maybe that's the idea.
But he has bare feet though. They're not stocking.
That's true. Yeah. I don't know.
So maybe
It was an odd choice considering he just gets shoes later and there's no payoff.
Yeah. There's no point to that.
Maybe he was like blinking the lady in the apartment. Like,
Yeah, maybe for like free phone service.
Bustin' makes him feel good.
Coincident. Oh, hey. Who you gonna call? Phone repair guy.
And you call him a phone repair guy when the phones aren't working.
Oh, so Ghostbusters joke.
I get that.
That you just ruined. Is he fixing the phone lines in his own apartment building is the question.
He saw a ghost, he got scared, he bumped his head, and he got knocked unconscious.
Yeah, the white guy was the ghost. They keep calling him the ghost.
Yeah.
And when he bumped his head, that's when he had the vision of the flux capacitor.
No, Mike, that's the wrong 80s movie.
No, rapscallions.
Ray Parker Sr. was at a Huey Lewis concert, and he pulled out a phone and he said, "Ray Parker Jr., you know that new sound you're looking for? Well, listen to this." Does anyone have any idea what we're talking about?
That worked out perfectly. Okay.
The Zoomers, as Rich calls them, they're kind of listening to this while they watch TikTok.
Yeah,
videos.
they're watching TikTok.
People falling down.
They're watching life hacks on TikTok.
They're watching the cop fall out of the slide, just on repeat.
Is this
and
what
you know,
doing?
I don't blame them for that.
Why was it so?
I don't know. Yeah, although like a lot of the behind the scenes stuff is interesting with this movie because yeah, Ray Parker Jr. I guess that was like their gimmick. Like we have Ray Parker Jr. in his first lead performance.
Remember him?
Post Ghostbusters.
Gary Frank and Jan Michael Vincent join Ray Parker Jr. in his phenomenal motion picture debut. Parker is best known for his original soundtrack and hit title song from the movie Ghostbusters.
But the movie was made by Empire Pictures, who did the famous B movies like Ghoulies and Robot Jocks, and this is very different for them. There's no little rubber monsters in the whole movie. And the cinematographer is Ernest Dickerson.
What kind of joke there?
What?
I don't call him
I was
that.
just thinking of Jen Michael Vincent.
Okay, there's one little monster in the movie.
He's like a rubber monster.
He's a little alcoholic monster.
Man dragged the elbow friend and gets
But then Ernest Dickerson is the cinematographer who went on to do like a ton of Spike Lee movies. He's a great cinematographer. And now he directs episodes of like The Walking Dead. And
Oh shit.
yeah, he's a successful guy, and the movie looks pretty good for what it is. I mean, this copy is terrible, but
you
but
did
like
the
the opening
director as
scene,
well.
you even pointed it out when he's in his office early on.
Yeah.
And you have that like that light shaft through the window with the bars on it. Like that's like his style. So
the
even in something
production
like this, it
design
shines
was
through.
interesting, and we had a little mini debate on whether or not this was an actual location or sets, but I firmly believe it's an actual location.
As it went on, I was like, yeah.
That hallway, the main hallway they keep showing is really long.
It's all cinder block. It's gross. I'm gonna guess that it was a building about to be demolished or condemned or something.
Yeah,
they got
I could
to
see
shooting
that.
it.
Yeah.
Because they spray painted the hell out of every square inch of it.
And it looks like, speaking of Tony Todd, we mentioned it looks similar to Candyman.
Yeah.
The Cabrini Green apartments in Candyman, which also have, spray paint everywhere, graffiti everywhere.
And there's even like a photo, it's like the camera kind of goes past it, and it's someone that looks like Candyman.
Oh, yeah,
he's wearing that big fur collared coat.
Yeah, yeah.
You think I'm driving you? Even the window cleaners wear bulletproof vests.
The security guard is telling him to get the fuck out of
Yeah,
there.
seriously.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Because the boss is like, he goes to the boss's office. It's like a corner office in like Times Square.
Oh, yeah.
His office
The
is like
opposite
a-
of his office, yeah.
So I guess that gives him a little underdogness rather than being like the big corporate guy that goes in. That might all be a little too cliched. This film is a little more nuanced than I.
That's what I'm saying
I
for
give it
like
credit
for like a schlocky B movie, siege movie. It's kind of interesting. It's a little boring in the middle.
Just needs, it needs
saggy.
bigger and better set pieces in order to be a good siege movie.
I think so, yeah.
Oh my god!
Where's your mother?
Just watch
really-
Dredd.
Yeah.
Just watch Dredd.
Dredd or like The Raid, it kind of has that same structure.
Or even from this era. Have you ever seen? I think it's Canadian. The movie Seized.
Yes.
Which
it's like
is another.
It's like an East Coast movie. I think Paul Donovan, I think had something to do with the Lex show. Have you ever seen that?
Oh,
Yeah.
Sci-fi show.
I think he may have directed it or produced it or something like that.
Okay. But that's another where it's a siege movie. It takes place in an apartment building.
Yes.
It's very John Carpenter-esque.
The score you said was Carpenter.
Early on, there's some notes that are very John Carpenter-y, but that kind of goes away after a while, and I don't know what they're
We
doing.
get a remix of the Halloween theme.
Like the Halloween Wait.
Oh, yeah, similar.
Oh no, Ray Parker Jr., you're gonna be sued by John Carpenter.
But they go to the one person in the building that the vampires are scared of, and it's Jan Michael Vincent, Airwolf himself. Holy Lord, is he drunk?
Smart. You brought a rain of shit down in the room. Why don't you just let him have it, miserable?
Your leg works, Jan Michael.
It's a miracle.
It's
the only take we got where you could understand what he was saying. We had to use it.
But he's in a wheelchair. He's a Vietnam vet, I guess?
Yeah.
But man, his legs never stop moving in that wheelchair.
They're working fine. I'm wondering if that's like, we were kind of, questioning whether the production, it was like written in the script that way he was in a wheelchair, or he just showed up so blind drunk he couldn't stand. I'm like, all right, stick him in a wheelchair. We'll kind of work it into the story.
They give him a fancy wheelchair that shoots knives.
Yeah,
I'm assuming
that's right.
the plan was to
okay.
have him in a wheelchair.
Well, there's some kind of I don't know if there's any kind of commentary there because he's like a vet. So he says something about his disability. Yeah, the person gave me this, and I was like, why don't you move out of there? Maybe you can't afford it.
He blew all of his money on construction paper and silver spray paints that he tapes up around his apartment.
And disposable animals.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
No, you dumb shit. I got that bird because if they pump poison gas and the bird dies, I got time with my gas mask.
Okay.
So what about the cat?
He's gonna have to be watching the bird all the time.
Yeah. Oh my God!
Oh, I got that goddamn cat. Take my food, make sure it's not spoiled.
It's like not bordering on. It's like post-apocalyptic.
Oh yeah.
Like living conditions in what we assume is just the regular world, and it's like if it's really that bad, like you can move into like a veterans nursing home.
Oh sure, yeah.
Like you don't have to live like that, where people are trying to kill you in like a like a bomb shelter.
Well, I think the idea is
It's
no
like
one's actually trying to kill him. He's just paranoid.
Okay.
Yeah.
In that situation where he's talking about his food being poisoned.
But I mean,
or
like
whatever.
the vampires gang is pretty brutal. Like,
Oh yeah,
it literally.
Well, we
seems
compared
like,
it to the Warriors, where I think it is supposed to be slightly heightened.
Yeah, because they say that all the buildings have different gangs.
There's a vampire building. Other buildings got other gangs. Mexicans and Puerto Ricans call themselves Muertos. White hillbillies call themselves the pig stickers.
Pig stickers? So there's like the Mexican gangs, like the Muertos or something, and then they have the redneck hillbilly gang.
They're like the pig fuckers
the pig
or something.
stickers
Whatever.
Or something.
Pig stickers. We never see, but it seems to be making some kind of social commentary because there's seen the girl, Grandma's granddaughter. Is like one of our main characters.
Oh, Stacey Dash. Right. A few years later was in Clueless.
Yeah, she goes to the police station. She's like, "Help me!" And they're like, "We're not going there."
Yeah.
What are you nuts?
Yeah, and that feels more real than Jan Michael Vincent shooting projectiles out of a magic
that
wheelchair.
feels post-apocalyptic and silly.
It never goes like super schlocky because that idea is funny and kind of stupid. His wheelchair, and then we have Granny, who after Jan Michael Vincent gets shot, he gives her like an Uzi or something. Like Granny with an Uzi.
M16.
Yeah, the M16. That's right.
Which pays off.
Which we're like,
War.
yeah. So we're like, well, we gotta see Granny shooting a gun, and we kind of do, but it's not like played for schlock.
Grandma!
You know it's Grandma. Why didn't you have an awesome reveal of her? Fucked it up.
It did.
Yeah!
I was hoping for more like goofiness like that. Like that would have been fun.
But we were saying like by the end of the movie, it was revealed that they were actually vampires.
Yeah.
That would take it up a
I think
notch.
that's what the movie needs is some sort of because there's another like because this is like late Empire, and they did another movie called The Caller with Malcolm McDowell.
Okay.
Where it's like it almost feels like a play. It's like him and some lady, and the whole movie is them just like interacting back and forth, and then there's an insane third act twist that you would never see coming.
Okay.
And it's ludicrous. And it makes the movie. So if this movie had something like that, where it's like, yeah, oh, it turns out they're actually vampires.
I know it's almost sun up, dumbass!
Well, another part that feels like maybe it's going to go supernatural, there's the one gang member that falls down the elevator shaft.
Oh yeah, Psycho.
And we see Psycho, and his face is all messed up.
Are you kidding? Now we're gonna get the twist that he's an actual vampire.
That would be a great twist. Although then they wouldn't die when they get like shot and stabbed though. So that's kind of the catch.
Well, I mean, we did see this guy didn't die.
He's just horribly injured. He just fell down an elevator shaft.
I'm in so much pain.
My back is broken.
Oh my God!
Holy shit!
Get out the way! Get out the way!
Follow the drill!
Hey, Conan! Hey, Conan, man! Now stay there, you fucking freak!
It's got a taste for blood.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here!
It's like traumatized.
That poor fucking kid.
One
No
night in a
amounts of
low-income
therapy.
housing complex turns him into a psychopath.
His entire life is fucked.
So how do I don't know what the structure of this is. Do we pit these movies against each other and say which is best of
Yeah,
the
it's
two?
Canada versus the USA.
Okay.
And as always, I think Canada, you know,
No, we'll see.
they're both very different movies.
That's why it's hard to pit them
I
against
wouldn't
each
like
other.
classify enemy territory as like an action film.
There's similarities, but yes, for the most part, they're very different.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rip out your heart and suck your blood! I am immortal!
The old playground equipment trick.
And as the sun comes up, he dies. It's not literally a vampire, but they're doing a thing.
I cannot pick between these two different movies. For one, they are very different. And, I don't know, I have about equal like for them, so I'm just going to pick which one is the best country. So obviously, the winner is Canada.
I'm gonna stand to attention and sing the national anthem.
Does Canada even have a national anthem?
Is it the Ghostbusters theme?
It is.
Da, 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 da.
Back in action.
Okay.
I think for the purposes of this show, it's back in action. I would like to see a cleaned up, better like scan of enemy territory. I don't know if a cleaned up version, a restoration would help the kind of flabby middle of it, but you know, for the period it was made, for the type of movie it is, it's not bad.
I agree. I think enemy territory and like it was so dark and gross and like hard to see what was going on. It was ugly. But I think even if you had like a beautiful, pristine print of it that's properly composed and all that, it still wouldn't make up for its shortcomings, which are that it just was not good or fun. It had a couple of funny moments. Tony Todd is a great villain. He's such a
Tony
good
Todd is great
villain
in
in all of his roles, but this was just really great, silly schlock. It's almost up there in some of the best like kind of B movies, I think.
Yeah, just because it's so nonsensical.
It's not quite incompetent, like Samurai Cop incompetent level.
Like production level.
Production level, but
Story
in terms
level.
of story and like what they're doing, it's almost there in terms of like really great B movies. I would love to see like a really nice Blu-ray release of that. I would love that.
Yeah.
Whoever owns that.
Well, I mean, I guess Universal.
Come on now.
Get Skeeter some of that
Skeeter,
residuals.
yeah, he needs some residuals.
Some of that money, those Canadian bucks.
The world's first dwarf in a movie.
Well, they had 2 of them earlier, the McNamara brothers.
Oh, dang. The world's first Canadian dwarf.
I do have to find there is a trailer for Enemy Territory, and it was like, and introducing Ray Parker Jr., and it was like, critics are calling Ray Parker Jr. believable and handsome. Like that's the only positive thing that they could find. It was so funny.
Dot, 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 dot,
yeah,
dot, dot, dot.
He's handsome.
Yeah.
The New York Post calls Parker handsome, resourceful, and fearless in this role that proves him to be one of the hottest new talents around.
He was in focus, and his dialogue could be heard. He was not bad. I wouldn't say he's
all right.
There wasn't much to the role.
Great on camera though. Huey Lewis in Back to the Future.
I'm afraid you're just too darn loud.
I'm afraid you're just too darn loud.
These are both entertaining movies in their own right. I'm gonna say Back in Action. You know, it's got the little extra sauce. Roddy Piper. It's got the McNamara's, like, you know, getting the shit beaten out of them, which is always a treat. Yeah, so I gotta say that. Even though they're Canadian icons, you know, I can smell the maple syrup.
Maple syrup and diarrhea. So all the things happening behind the scenes.
Dysentery. Poor Billy Blanks.
Oh, the poutine gravy was off. It's been sitting in the sun too long.
The poutine. Whoa. Sweating. It's like Harrison Ford and Raiders.
Oh yeah.
Right. Oh yeah.
Oh, I got
That's why they had the one scene where he shot people.
I know.
Yeah.
They got my reference. Harrison Ford famously had to run. He didn't feel like fucking filming that day. Can I just shoot him?
That's what Billy Blanks did.
Yeah.
Yes. He did the front flip and then shot himself.
Yeah, he was
when
supposed to have
landed.
so many like kicking and fighting scenes with other actors, and he's like, "Can I just run down a hallway and just shoot the
He
gun?"
just filmed me like shooting Lucy's in every direction.
Yeah, he's literally shitting while he's doing that.
He has a diaper on. And he's like suspended by wires, shooting Uzis while he's shitting and sweating. Oh, well, cutaways where random henchmen just get blown away by Uzi shots.
Well, the same shots from other movies where people get shot, whatever.
Cuts to like daylight.
The Zapruder film, like, it doesn't matter.
Oh God!
It's Kennedy inside. Oh my God, you're so morbid and sick.
That's why he shot Tony Todd at the end of Enemy Territory. It's from a different country.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Which movie is best of the worst?
Oh.
Wait,
I only
we
see
have
2.
We have.
Yeah, there's only 2.
Oh, wow.
They're a head-to-head.
Back in Action, starring Billy Blanks and Roddy
Canada,
Piper.
U.S.
Canada and U.S. Black guy, white guy action movie.
Here's how I'm gonna go. Roddy Piper. That wins.
Okay. I'm really sleepy. So I'll just go to bed. No, she's gonna do that. Okay.